Hey guys, we're here again talking to another Eels great. Everyone knows Peter Wynn, and hopefully we're going to hear some stories today of his involvement with the club and both the Eels and Parramatta Leagues Club. Peter's a Hall of Famer. He's won multiple premierships at our club. He's played State of Origin, played for Australia. He's done everything he can in the game. It's a huge honour to have him here, so let's get straight into it. Pete, thanks for joining us.
Tim, it's an honour to be here speaking to you. Thanks for having me along.
Oh mate, it's an absolute honour. Talk to me. I've done a little bit of research, so let's go right back to the start of your career, Thirroul. You spent a couple of years playing for Thirroul, and tell me, how did you go from playing for Thirroul to ending up in Parramatta in the Big Smoke?
We had a good side in the MCO Cup. We won. We beat Wellington, we beat Valleys in Brisbane, we beat Northern Suburbs in Brisbane, we beat Balmain, and all of a sudden we're up against Eastern Suburbs in the quarterfinals of the MCO Cup. So those games were called by Ray Warren. So he got TV exposure. Every Wednesday night it was the MCO Cup. Everybody used to watch that game, four-quarter football. And we played against Balmain, and we beat Balmain. And I was walking out of the dressing shed at the old Leichhardt Oval, and Ray Warren, who I knew because he called the game. First of all, he's a commentator, so he had exposure to you. And then I'd met him the year before when I played for Illawarra against Valleys in Brisbane, because Ray Warren played for Corindai, the Corindai Grasshoppers. And I played for the Werris Creek Magpies. Right?
Oh, Werris Creek Magpies?
Oh, Werris Creek Magpies. Same as Benny Smith,
Right.
Tommy Leroy, Big Tommy, Tommy Leroy Lars.
And who was in Newcastle Knight, the big fella?
Yeah, the big Matty Parsons.
Matty Parsons as well,
So we grew up there, and Ray Warren was a policeman in Corindai back in 1964.
Right.
So when I played my first ever rep game at Lang Park, I came down from my room to get on the bus. There was one seat left on the bus.
Yeah.
And there he was, Ray Warren, sitting here with a vacant seat. So I went looking for anywhere other than sit next to Ray Warren, because you're overawed by these guys.
Yeah.
He says, "Young Wynn, sit next to me." He said, "I used to play for the Corindai Grasshoppers. I know you played for the Werris Creek Magpies." It was good. That was my introduction to Ray Warren back in 1977.
Yeah.
So what I was saying was, when I came to the final a year later of this country divisional championship, they were playing that final in Newcastle.
Yeah.
So we had to catch a bus from Wollongong up to Newcastle, stay overnight. And believe it or not, when I was a kid, the only rugby league we got was the ABC Match of the Day on Saturday. It's not even on television now.
Yeah.
So when I went to Thirroul, which you mentioned before, every Sunday night was Sevens Big League. So I used to, instead of hanging around the bar, I used to go over in the corner and watch the TV game, to watch all these. And I could just remember one game, and it was Cumberland Oval, and the colour of the grandstand, which was blue and gold, and the massive crowd. So that was always in my mind.
Yeah.
Anyway, on this day when we're travelling from up to Newcastle, guess where we stopped for lunch? Parramatta Leagues Club.
Right, yeah, cool.
Honestly, almost in this spot. And when you looked over here, you could see the old grandstand. So I sat here, and I could see the wooden grandstand with the blue and gold painted down the front. And that was my first time I'd ever been in the Parramatta Leagues Club.
Yeah, wow.
And little did I know then that within 2 or 3 months I'd sign a contract to play rugby league with the Parramatta Eels. It was quite amazing. So when you asked me to do this, my brain was going back to my first time I'd been in this club.
Yeah.
And then the second time I was in the club, Terry Fernley rang me up and he wanted me to come up for a meeting with all the players at the end of the 1978 season to prepare for the 79 season. Yeah. And I came up, we had a meeting downstairs here, and there was a bit of a buzz for me because obviously all the current players were there, and they just signed Arthur Beetson and myself and so on. And anyway, Dennis was there, and Terry Fernley introduced me as the new signing for Parramatta. I had to get up and just say a couple of words. It was a great welcome to the club, and I went downstairs into the bar and had a few beers with the boys, and I got in my car and drove back to Wollongong, Yeah, so that was my introduction to the Parramatta Leagues those days.